Okay, so let's begin with the first. Yes, before going on, let me just check number of students. Yes, I think quorum is complete. Okay, so let's begin. Recording has been started. Okay, good. Okay, so yes, students, let's begin with the first practical that has been planned for day. That is for today. Obviously, you will be quite a bit fresh after 1 day break in between the week. So let's begin with the more enthusiasm and the curiosity. The last day of the practical, but obviously the first practical of a day. Okay, so let's begin and just allow me to share the screen from my end. Just a minute. So before I'm going to share the screen, I would like to just tell you all that just start revising your concept, your basic concept regarding the isolation, or simply saying the screening of an antibiotic producer from the variety of environmental samples. So whatever you have already gone through the different aspects as far as the screening program for antibiotic or antibiotic producers is concerned, just try to revise from your end before we are actually starting with our main practical, that is the streak plate, or we can say Aga streak technique, okay, or streak plate method, whatever it is. Okay, so just try to revise from your end before I'm sharing the screen for you all. Okay, just a minute. Just a minute, it is just getting loaded. I think it is taking a little bit more time because of a load on server. Can you see the presentation in the slideshow? Yes or no?
No, sir. Yeah, it's coming.
Okay. It will be there in a while.
Yes.
Just a minute.
Yes.
Okay, so actually there is a load in that overall CPU working, and that's why it may take a little bit lag while I'm explaining and the actual appearance of the different slides or text on the slides. So whenever you found that there is a little bit lag, Nikita, please let me know that there is a lag or voice is getting broken apart. Okay, just please let me know.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think in background the updates are getting installed and that's why it is happening. Let's see what happens. Okay. So yes, yes, hope you might have revised your concept regarding the screening program that is commonly being implemented while you are going for the isolation of antibiotic producer, or simply saying for screening of antibiotics from the number of environmental samples. Obviously, antimicrobial compounds, basically antibiotics, are being produced by the number of microorganisms which are predominantly belonging to the actinomycetes, and some of them are non-actinomycetes also. Apart from that, you are also having some of the non-bacterial organisms which are also synthesizing the antimicrobial compounds, mainly the fungal group or fungi. Okay, fungi. So I have just put down something as a background before going for actual practical to be discussed, so that you can actually make link, you can actually establish something as a background information before starting with the actual practical to be discussed as a part of your TY-based syllabus. Okay, so let's go a little bit in a flashback, something like that. So you have already performed the practicals regarding this screening program for antibiotics in your SYs. And as far as the theory syllabus for paper 4 is concerned, we have also covered the basic part regarding the screening program for antibiotics, okay, where we have actually covered the screening programs in brief for other types of industrially important products also. And in that overall content, we have also briefly discussed about the screening program for the antibiotics, okay. So obviously antibiotics are having so much importance as far as the chemotherapeutic treatments or different types of therapy or curative measures are concerned while you are dealing with or fighting with the number of microbial infections. So at that time, obviously you are supposed to go for the different types of antibiotics which are found more effective against the given causative agents of the infections. Okay, and that's why there is always search in R&D department of different types of pharmaceutical industry always going on to we can say the screening of the different types of antibiotics. So search is always going on to find out different types of antibiotics, novel antibiotics, or we can say the antibiotics which are effective against the wide range of pathogenic agents. And that's why such type of procedure is something common for different types of R&D departments in different types of industries. Again, as a part of our project, as a part of our own curriculum also, we can have such type of screening program in our laboratories. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Am I audible to you all? And sorry for the interruption.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible? Okay, thank you. Okay, so that was something about the basic regarding the screening program for antibiotics. It can be as a part of our project, that is the academic project also, and it can be also as a routine work in different types of R&D departments in industrial levels also. Depends, okay. So basically, one of the common type of method that we use, or we can say the common type of technique that we can perform for the isolation of antibiotic producers from the different types of samples. Obviously, soil become the so much common and commonly being used type of sample as far as the isolation of antibiotic producers is concerned. So there we actually start with the particular screening program with one of the common type of technique that is so much simple and so much common as far as its use is concerned. So yes, which is that technique that we commonly use for the isolation of antibiotic producers from the given samples. Yes, which one is that? Primary screening purpose, I'm just giving hint.
So crowded plate technique.
Yes, right. So yes, as you have answered correctly, can you just elaborate little more regarding the basic principle or working principle of this particular technique, crowded plate technique? Yes.
Yes, sir. So when we incubate the plate with the sample, and the colonies are growing on it, so we can see certain colonies like around them there is no growth. So from this, like we can say that that particular colony is producing something which is inhibiting the growth of other organisms around it. So it can
Yes.
also work as primary screening method.
Yes. So yes, correctly said. So being primary screening method, the crowded plate technique is actually telling us that number of microorganisms which are present and live in that particular sample. Out of these number of samples or number of microorganisms, which microorganisms are actually producing something. As you have used the word something, that is obviously correct one. Something that is inhibiting the growth of the surrounding organism, which are there as a part of a crowded microbial population. Crowded plate technique actually supposed to be done just to get the all types of microorganisms which are there, and these are supposed to show the crowded growth in the given single plate, so that any microorganism or any colony or any microbial colony which is producing something that is inhibitory to the surrounding neighbors, we can say the neighbor microbial colonies, and that can be observed something like one colony which is showing the zone of inhibition around itself, which is characterized by the inhibition of the surrounding inhibition of the growth of the surrounding microorganisms or microbial colonies. And we are here this particular technique telling us about the actual presence of the antagonism, that is one of the microbial interaction that is commonly happens into the nature. So we can say that we are actually demonstrating the antagonism like microbial interaction in the crowded plate technique. Obviously, as part of an antagonism, some of the microorganisms which are there in a soil or any environmental samples are also producing some of the antimicrobial compounds which are nothing but the antibiotics. And these are the compounds which are having industrial importance and the product of our interest. And that's why we are performing the primary screening technique, that is here in this case, it is a crowded plate techniques. So in crowded plate techniques, you will get some of the colonies which are showing the zone of inhibition around itself, that is characterized by the inhibition of a growth of the surrounding neighboring microbial populations. Okay, but right now we cannot say that it will be or it must be the antibiotic, and that's why we have used, and the student I think it was this or someone was that, yeah, Akshay.
Me, Raj.
Raj, yes, okay. So yes, Raj has also mentioned that something, because right now we are not confirming that inhibitory compound is antibiotic. It can be other than antibiotic also, and that's why we have said that it is something that is inhibiting. Obviously, inhibition is there. So crowded plate technique will give something as a primary background regarding the isolation of an antibiotic producer, something as a primary idea and brief idea regarding the antibiotic producer, which can be further confirmed by another technique which is also simple to perform but obviously having so much logical insight that. So yes, I'm expecting that answer from your end also. So yes, what is that technique that we use commonly to confirm whether that inhibitory compound is an antibiotic or something else like an acid? Yes, which one is that?
Wilkins overlay.
Yes, Wilkins agar overlay technique. So yes, can you just elaborate on working principle of this particular technique, Wilkins agar overlay technique? Mainly in context of the... yes, go ahead. Yes, please go ahead.
So in this, we have to check that after the primary screening, we have got a zone of inhibition. So we have to check whether really we have got a zone of inhibition due to the production of antibiotics. So Wilkins will confirm that. So we use like indicator to check the same. So we will distinguish between acid producers and this antibiotic production. So if the inhibition has occurred due to the acid, so the color change will happen. So if there is like yellow coloration, we will confirm that it is not due to the antibiotic, it is due to the acid. If there is no color change and also the zone of inhibition, then we are confirming that it is the antibiotic production.
Yes, correctly said. So obviously, whatever the antibiotic, we can say whatever the inhibitory compound that we have demonstrated, or the effect of that inhibitory compound we have demonstrated in a crowded plate technique, whether that is actual antibiotic or something else like acid, that can be confirmed by another method, which is also sometimes considered as a secondary screening method for the antibiotic, which is nothing but the Wilkins-Agar overlay technique. So here this particular technique is actually allowing us to determine whether that inhibitory compound is actual antibiotic or something else like acids. If it is acid, that inhibitory compound is an acid, at that time you will get the zone of inhibition also, and yellow coloration will be also obtained over there. That is because of the color change of that pH indicating dye that is present in that Wilkins-Agar, that is the bromothiamine blue. Because at neutral pH, bromothiamine blue gives the green color, and once there is a accumulation of acids, obviously the color of that bromothiamine blue is getting changed from green to the yellow. And if you found that this particular colony is showing the zone of inhibition and color change of that bromothiamine blue from green to yellow, that indicates that it is the actually acid that is showing the zone of inhibition and also the color change of that particular pH indicating dye. And if you get any colony which is showing only zone of inhibition without any color change like green to yellow, that is actually the antibiotic producer. So if you found, or if you obtain, or if you isolate real type of antibiotic producer, that colony will be characterized by only the zone of inhibition and no color change. Okay, and that is the antibiotic producer. And that colony can be further analyzed for the variety of next steps in a screening program. One of them is a common one, and obviously as a third step, that is the determination of an antibiotic spectrum. So yes, I'm expecting one simple meaning from your end. What is simply mean by the spectrum of a given antibiotic? Yes, whatever you know as a basic part, you can answer that. Please go ahead.
It is a range of antibiotics which indicates the variety of species.
Yes, actually I heard something as a keywords which are correct to say, but sorry, but I couldn't hear you clearly. At least it can be from my end also. So बाकी सबने सुना रहेगा तो yes, I think that will be great. Yes, बाकी सबको सुनाई दिया क्या clearly? Yes or no, please?
No, sir, you told something about the range. There was a lot of
yes.
yes.
Even I heard some of these keywords that it is inhibiting the range of some of the test organism or something like pathogens. So that is correct. So yes, I'm expecting the same answer or same answer for the same question from at least someone else. Yes, please. So where has the answer that is correct? Yes, I have heard some of the keywords. These are correct.
So antibiotic spectrum is the range of range of microorganisms it can kill or inhibit.
Okay, yes, okay. So I will say that antibiotic spectrum is something as a term that is commonly being used to define the range of a sensitive organism to the given antibiotic or antimicrobial agent under study, under investigation. Okay. As far as the spectrum or range is concerned, some of the scientists actually for the antibacterial antibiotics. For antibacterial antibiotics, some of the scientists are suggesting that any antibiotic that is inhibiting the wide range of pathogens which are having clinical importance, that can be called as a broad spectrum, while any antibiotic that is showing the effectivity or efficacy against the less number of clinically important pathogen, that can be called as a narrow spectrum. But there is another definition or background, or we can say the criteria on which these antibiotics are classified as a narrow spectrum and the broad spectrum, where we are actually considering the gram nature of the susceptible or target organisms. So some of the scientists are also preparing that one, so that any antibiotic that is inhibiting the only gram positive or gram negative bacteria which are having clinical importance, that can be considered as a narrow spectrum. And if any antibiotic is inhibiting gram positive organisms and also the gram negative organisms which are having clinical importance, that can be considered as a broad spectrum. Okay, So simply saying, the spectrum term is something as a dynamic one and can be used as per our convenience, as per the convenience of the different types of standards which are being used while you are performing an experiment regarding the screening program of the antibiotics. Okay, so spectrum can be defined on the basis of two criteria: whether it is inhibiting the wide range of a clinically important pathogen or simply saying the pathogen of human beings, or on the basis of the susceptible organism which are categorized in two groups, either as a gram positive और gram negative. मतलब ग्राम पॉजिटिव एंड ग्राम नेगेटिव दोनों को इनहिबिट करता होगा तो उसको ब्रॉड स्पेक्ट्रम बोल सकते हैं, या फिर एक ही ग्रुप को आइदर ग्राम पॉजिटिव को या फिर ग्राम नेगेटिव इनहिबिट करता होगा तो उसको नैरो स्पेक्ट्रम वाला एंटीबायोटिक भी बोल सकते हैं. बट ऑब्वियसली देयर इज समथिंग एज अ कंफ्यूजन. If you find any antibiotic inhibiting only 1 gram positive or at least 2 gram positive and any 2 gram negative, so basically it cannot be directly said as a broad spectrum because it is inhibiting gram positive organisms also and gram negative organisms also, but overall range is limited to only 4, and that's why this term can be something confusing also. And depending on to the different types of we can say common practices, the spectrum term can be expressed in variety of possibilities like broad spectrum and the narrow spectrum depending on to the variety of criteria right now we have just discussed. Okay, so ज्यादा ऑर्गेनिज्म को इनहिबिट करता होगा तो इसको ब्रॉड स्पेक्ट्रम बोल सकते हैं, या फिर दोनों ग्रुप को ग्राम पॉजिटिव एंड नेगेटिव को इनहिबिट करता होगा तो भी उसको हम ब्रॉड स्पेक्ट्रम बोल सकते हैं. So different criteria can be used to define the spectrum of a antibiotic under study. Okay, we can take example one of the common antibiotic, that is the penicillin. So penicillin is one of the common type of antibiotic which is having the narrow spectrum. Narrow in the sense it is inhibiting only the gram positive organisms and gram negative organisms are remaining unaffected. Obviously this range, this spectrum is also getting more and more narrow down as so many gram positive clinical pathogens, gram positive pathogens are showing the resistance against the penicillin, and that's why this particular spectrum is becoming more and more narrow, and all courtesy goes to the antibiotic resistance that is getting continuously developed inside the gram positive organism, gram positive pathogens. Okay, in order to determine the antibiotic spectrum, we need to perform the different types of techniques. So I have just tried to put down the different types of techniques. Yes, they are coming. Okay, so yes, here is the one list of her techniques which are being performed or which are actually suggested to determine the antibiotic spectrum. So out of these different types of techniques, as far as the syllabus is concerned, we are supposed to cover 2. Just a minute, let me select the arrow first. Yes, okay. Can you see the arrow?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
So as we have done with the, yes, okay, thank you. So as we are done with the primary screening, then we have performed the one technique which is called as a Wilkins agar overlay technique, something as a part of a secondary screening for the antibiotics. And then the next part comes, that is regarding the determination of the antibiotic spectrum. So these are the different types of techniques, or we can see the methods which are commonly being employed to determine the antibiotic spectrum, or we can see the spectrum of the antimicrobial agent that have been found, or that has been we can say, yes, that has been discovered out in your laboratory. Okay, so first one, Agastic technique. So these all types of techniques or methods are having their own way of performing. Otherwise, overall objective remains the same, that is the determination of a range of susceptible pathogens. So that is the common objective, but way of performance, the way of working is somewhat different, and on the basis of that we can categorize these different types of techniques. First one, Agastic technique, then you are having agar-well method, agar strip technique, filter paper strip technique, and paper disc method. Obviously nowadays there are recent types of techniques are also discovered out or developed down, so these will be having their own type of working. Okay, but right now we are supposed to discuss with first, that is the Agastic technique. I have just put down the sequence of these all types of techniques by considering the actual requirements of these all types of techniques. Agastic technique and agar-well method. These are the two methods or techniques which are basically requiring only the test organism and nutrient agar plate, or we can see the culture medium plate. And that's why I have just put down these two as the first two methods. Remaining two are actually requiring something else also as a basic requirements. In agar strip technique, you are requiring the one more basic requirement, that is the any device or a cutter or a blade which is actually used for the cutting the part of a agar slab, that is the agar strip. So that will be discussed in next practical. It is planned for the next week, I think. Okay, there we will be discussing in detail regarding this particular technique. Remaining two techniques, filter paper strip and the paper disc method, these are also requiring extra requirement, that is the paper strip or a paper disc. So accordingly, I have just tried to put the sequence so that we are just increasing our basic requirements to perform these types of techniques. Okay. But as far as the practical for day is concerned, we are supposed to deal with the first only, that is the agar strip technique or simply streak plate technique. So name itself is saying us that we need to inoculate the antibiotic producer and the range of test organism by making a streak of that particular suspension on the agar plate. And that's why this is called as a streak plate technique or a agar streak technique. Okay, so streaking is a way by which we are inoculating the test organism and the antibiotic producer. Okay, and that's why it is something called as a streak plate method or a streak plate technique. Okay, and that is the practical we are supposed to discuss today. So these are the basic requirements which are supposed to be there while you are performing the agar streak or a streak plate method. So 24 hours all culture of an antibiotic producer, whatever have been finalized from your primary and the secondary screening, that is supposed to be stored in a form of a slants. So from where you are supposed to obtain that 24 hours all culture of the antibiotic producer. So almost you have performed, you have confirmed that this particular organism is producing the antibiotic, and that might have been confirmed by the Wilkins-Agar overlay method. Okay, then we need to perform the technique which can determine the spectrum of the antibiotic, and there we require such type of requirements. So antibiotic producer, one of the basic requirement. Second, actively growing cultures of the test organisms. So though it looks simple, this is something as a logical, this is something as a important, because antibiotic producer is ready from your overall part that have been performed previously. But actively growing cultures of a test organism, this is the requirement that is supposed to be selected by using logical and something as a standard data. You cannot directly select any test organism, whatever is available in our laboratory. You are supposed to select the test organisms which are the standard clinical pathogens, standard pathogens of human beings, so that we can get the antibiotic which is having the relevance, which is having the importance in a therapeutic purpose while curing the different types of human infections caused by the bacterial pathogens. And that's why you need to select the test organisms, actively growing cultures of the test organisms. So test organisms should be selected on the basis of something as a background information, something as a standard data. So basically it is suggested that you are supposed to select the test organism basically from the two groups, gram-positive pathogens, or we can say gram-positive human pathogens and gram-negative human pathogens. So whatever the organisms which are known and the standard cultures belonging to the both groups like gram-positive and gram-negative, these are supposed to be selected, and these are supposed to be the standard cultures. Standard cultures in the sense standard clinical pathogens of human beings. Okay. Right now we are dealing with the antibacterial spectrum, and that's why we are selecting the group, or we are selecting the test organism from the bacterial group itself. If you want to determine the spectrum of the given antibiotic against the yeast pathogens or fungal pathogens, at that time you are supposed to select the test organisms which are belonging to the fungal pathogens. Okay, so basically yeast like Candida albicans, Cryptococcus neoformis. At that time you are supposed to go for the selection of a test organisms which are the standard fungal pathogens of a human beings. So accordingly you are supposed to make selection of the test organisms. But right now we are just sticking to the antibacterial spectrum, and that's why we are selecting the antibacterial test organisms only. One more requirement is there, the culture medium that we are supposed to use over is the sterile nutrient agar plate. Okay, so sterile nutrient agar plate is commonly being used as a culture medium while you are going for the streak plate method. So streak plate method can be basically performed by two variants as far as the actual inoculation of the test organism and the antibiotic producer is concerned. And on the basis of that particular way of a difference or difference in a way of a inoculation, we are having two separate parts, separate procedures. One is called as a radial streak method, and in contrast to that, you are having another which is called as a central streak method. Okay, so I have just put down the text as far as the procedure is concerned, and again I have put down star mark at the different position where we are supposed to actually concentrate and we are supposed to actually modify the overall procedure. So I'm not discussing this overall procedure into the text, but I just tried to convert that overall procedure in the form of we can say the animation. Okay, so just let's see how does it work. Can you see the we can see the culture plate, the sterile nutrient agar plate in the picture? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So whatever the text I have just put down in a previous slide as a part of procedure is concerned. Hello, who is that? Thama Saranand, Thama just 2 minutes. Just 1 minute, just give me 1 minute. I have one important call, just 1 minute. Okay, sorry for the interruption. There was a one call, important call for my brother, and that's why I have just interrupted. Sorry for that. Okay, so let's continue. So just consider that this particular is a sterile nutrient agar plate that is to be used as a basic requirement for this particular experiment. As far as the inoculation of the antibiotic producer is concerned, as the method says, you are supposed to inoculate organism as a spot inoculate. Okay, so we are supposed to spot inoculate the antibiotic producer at the center of the plate. So using a sterile loop, you are supposed to take the suspension, loopful suspension of the antibiotic producer from your suspension, and that is supposed to be inoculated at the spot as a spot at the center of the nutrient agar plate, the sterile nutrient agar plate. And then you are supposed to allow the incubation 1. So here the time and temperature is so much important because you are going to check the range of antibiotic range of susceptible organisms which are sensitive to the antibiotic being produced by the antibiotic producer. So here you are supposed to incubate that particular plate after inoculation of the antibiotic producer in such way that antibiotic producer is growing well and producing the antibiotic, so that the antibiotic is getting diffused into the agar slab. And that's why incubation 1 is supposed to be performed in such way that it is allowing the favorable environment for the growth of the antibiotic producer. So as far as the temperature is concerned, you are supposed to incubate the plate after inoculation of the antibiotic producer in such way that temperature is suitable for the growth of the antibiotic producer. तो ये पहला incubation किसके लिए है? Antibiotic producer को अच्छे से grow होने के लिए. So temperature is supposed to be optimum for the growth of the antibiotic producer. Again, time is also important because, as you know, antibiotics are the secondary metabolites, and secondary metabolites are commonly being produced once the organism reaches to the stationary phase. Okay, because obviously it is a batch culture. So as all types of nutrients which are available in the surrounding environment for the growth of antibiotic producer, eventually the organism is supposed to reach to the stationary growth. That is, the growth is getting almost stopped down. An organism might have reached to the stationary phase, and in that stationary phase, the organism might have produced the antibiotics as a secondary metabolites. Okay, so for we can say almost we are supposed to grow that overall culture of the antibiotic producer till the organism reaches to the stationary phase. So that organism is producing the antibiotics, and these are the antibiotic is getting produced, and that is getting diffused into the agar slab. Okay. So I have just shown the colony, something like colony is appearing over there. Yes. So after that sufficient period of a time and temperature, you are supposed to get the spot of that growth of an antibiotic producer that is inoculated as a spot at the center of the plate, sterile nutrient agar plate. And then we are supposed to inoculate the test organism radially, something like this. Okay. So these are nothing but the streak of a test organism which are inoculated from the center to the periphery of the plate. So you are supposed to inoculate this test organism something as a radially from center of the plate just nearby the colony of the antibiotic producer towards the periphery of the plate. So whatever the direction I just shown in that particular animation, accordingly are supposed to inoculate. So this is the sticking line of the test organisms. Obviously, you are supposed to label this test organism at the base of the plate. So what type of organism you have inoculated at the test organism, you are supposed to make labeling at the base of that particular plate so that these are not getting misidentified. Okay. यहाँ से जहाँ पे आपको इन एंटीबायोटिक प्रोड्यूसिंग कॉलोनी का यहाँ पे आपको एंटीबायोटिक प्रोड्यूसिंग जो भी आपका स्पॉट इनोकुलेटेड कॉलोनी वहां पे दिख रहा है. Not necessarily it can be single colony, it can be the set of the multiple colonies also, or we can say the multiple colonies will be also there, something like a spot as a single unit. So just from the proximity of that antibiotic producer spot, you are supposed to inoculate the test organism something like a radial streaking from center of the plate towards the periphery of the plate. That is the radial streaking of the test organism. You are supposed to inoculate these all organisms in the same fashion, starting from the center of the plate, just nearby from the antibiotic producer towards the periphery of the plate. Whatever number of antibiotic produce, whatever number of a test organism you have, these all are supposed to be inoculated in the same fashion. But you are supposed to take care that the streaking line is not touching. The streaking line of that test organism is not touching the antibiotic producer. Otherwise, what will happen? You are not simply inoculating the test organism, but you are also taking some mass from the antibiotic producer that will be getting sprayed out, that will be getting streaked down radially also. So you are supposed to take care that you are not touching the antibiotic producer that have been previously inoculated. Okay, you are supposed to take care of that while inoculating these all test organism radially in this particular plate. As we have inoculated the test organism radially, and that's why it is called as a radial streak method. Okay, we have inoculated the test organism radially from the spot inoculated antibiotic producer towards the periphery, and that's why it is called as a radial streak method. Okay, and then once we are done with the inoculation of all test organism radially, you are supposed to incubate that plate further on for the next incubation. So that becomes the incubation 2, and here incubation 2 is actually having the basic function. It is having the basic objective just to allow the growth of the test organisms. So incubation 2 is supposed to be done in such way so that it is favoring the growth of the test organism which are inoculated on a second day, or we can say the third day also. So whatever is the incubation for the first incubation. So incubation 2 is basically for growth or optimum growth of the test organisms. So in that incubation 2, you will be getting the growth of the all types of test organisms, and that growth might be inhibited on the basis of the actual susceptibility. So यहाँ कहीं आपको इनहिबिशन मिलेगा अगर वो रिस्पेक्टिव टेस्ट ऑर्गेनिज्म उस एंटीबायोटिक के लिए सेंसिटिव है, जो एंटीबायोटिक सेंट्रली इनोकुलेटेड स्पॉट इनोकुलेटेड एंटीबायोटिक प्रोड्यूसर के एंटीबायोटिक के लिए सेंसिटिव है. So depending on that actual fact, you are supposed to get the zone of inhibition. So जितने भी टेस्ट ऑर्गेनिज्म आपने इनोकुलेट किए रहेंगे, अगर वो सेंसिटिव रहेंगे, डिग्री ऑफ सेंसिटिविटी के हिसाब से यहाँ पे आपको जोन ऑफ इनहिबिशन ऑब्टेन हो जाएगा आफ्टर इंक्यूबेशन 2. कभी कभी हो जाता है कि सभी के सभी टेस्ट ऑर्गेनिज्म इनहिबिट हो जाते हैं, या फिर सभी के इनहिबिट होने के बावजूद वहां पे किसी किसी का जोन ऑफ इनहिबिशन कम दिखता है, ज्यादा दिखता है, कभी कभी जोन ऑफ इनहिबिशन दिखता ही नहीं है. डिपेंडिंग ऑन टू द फैक्ट or actual sensitivity of the test organism, you are supposed to get the different patterns of the zone of inhibition or that growth of the test organisms. Okay, I'm not going for the direct observation for this particular plate. I'm just covering the second method of inoculation, and then we are going for the actual probability of the observations. Okay, so this is the radial streak method. Radial streak method in the sense we have inoculated the test organism in the radial manner, starting from the center towards the periphery, and starting point is something nearby the antibiotic producer. Okay. Second method is called as a central streak method. Don't get confused with the radial streak method and the central streak method. सेंट्रल वर्ड यहाँ पे आया तो आप कंफ्यूज हो जाओगे कि आपको एंटीबायोटिक प्रोड्यूसर सेंट्रली इनोकुलेट करना रहेगा. सो दैट इज समथिंग एज अ कंफ्यूजिंग वन. लेकिन प्रीवियस मेथड में अगर आप देखोगे तो यहाँ पे क्या था, यहाँ पे रेडियल स्ट्रिक मेथड था, क्योंकि टेस्ट ऑर्गेनिज्म की इनोकुलेशन के हिसाब से यहाँ पे उन्होंने नाम दिया हुआ है समथिंग लाइक अ रेडियल स्ट्रिक मेथड. जस्ट अ मिनट. यस, सो रेडियल स्ट्रिक मेथड मतलब यहाँ पे आप रेडियली टेस्ट ऑर्गेनिज्म को इनोकुलेट करते हो समथिंग लाइक अ सेंट्रीफ्यूगल फोर्स के हिसाब से, फ्रॉम सेंटर टू द periphery across the radius. Okay, that's why it is called as a radial one. So radius की तरह inoculate करोगे टेस्ट ऑर्गेनिज्म को, उसको आप बोलते हो radial streak method. Okay, that is something as a contrast in between these two methods. Just a minute. Yes, so second procedure by which we can perform the streak plate method, that is the central streak method. I'm just skipping this procedure again because I have again converted that into the animation. Just a minute. Yes. So yes, can you see again the sterile nutrient agar plate over here for next method? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm asking again and again because I have just tried to convert that all in an animated form. किसी का अगर सीक्वेंस अगर मिसमैच हुआ रहेगा या फिर सीक्वेंस अगर मिस किया रहेगा या फिर गलत रहेगा तो थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूज हो सकते हो. ओके, एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई एम आस्किंग अगेन एंड अगेन. सो यस, दिस इज द अगेन another method by which we can perform the streak plate technique to determine the spectrum of the given antibiotic. So in this particular method, something as a variant of the previous, here we need to inoculate the antibiotic producer something as a diametrically across the diameter of the sterile nutrient agar plate. So this is the way by which we are inoculating the antibiotic producer, that is the diametrically across the diameter of the sterile nutrient agar plate. Then we are supposed to go for the incubation 1. Again, incubation 1 is for favorable growth or for the supporting the growth of the antibiotic producer. So whatever time temperature combination you select for the incubation 1, that must be favorable and supporting the growth of the antibiotic producer. टाइम टेम्परेचर आपको इसके सिलेक्ट करना है कि वहां पे अच्छे से एंटीबायोटिक प्रोड्यूसर की ग्रोथ हो जाएगी. आफ्टर दैट इंक्यूबेशन, सक्सेसफुल इंक्यूबेशन, यू आर सपोज्ड टू गेट द growth of that antibiotic producer something like this, and then on subsequent day you are supposed to inoculate the test organisms something like this, that is perpendicular. Just a minute. You are supposed to inoculate the test organism perpendicular to the streak line of the antibiotic producer, something like this. Hope you can see the animation in a way of a sequence of a streaking line for the test organisms. Yes. You can see you are inoculating the test organism again from the streak line of the antibiotic producer towards the periphery, or we can say the away from the antibiotic process. But obviously you are supposed to maintain approximate perpendicular angle or 90-degree angle to the streak line of an antibiotic producer. So यो जो भी आपने इनोकुलेट किया था वो आपका एंटीबायोटिक प्रोड्यूसर है. So उसके परपेंडिकुलर यहाँ पे आपने टेस्ट ऑर्गेनिज्म इनोकुलेट किया है. But here the single test organism, same type of antibiotic, same type of test organism is inoculated in both the sides. दोनों साइड आपने एक ही दोनों साइड आपने एक ही टेस्ट ऑर्गेनिज्म इनोकुलेट किया है. लेकिन आपको केयर क्या वहां पे करना है कि वहां पे अप्रोक्सीमेट 90 डिग्री एंगल वहां पे मेंटेन रखना है, परपेंडिकुलर आपको वहां पे इनोकुलेट करना है. दोनों को आपको ऑब्वियसली स्ट्रिक ही करना है. यस, सो ये पहला ऑर्गेनिज्म आपका जो भी रहेगा सिंपली से इट इज एस्चेरिचिया कोलाई, उसका इनोकुलेशन हो गया दोनों साइड. अभी दूसरा ऑर्गेनिज्म फिर से ग्राम नेगेटिव ही रहेगा, वो आपने इनोकुलेट किया, फॉर से इट इज साल्मोनेला स्पीसीज। उसके बाद तीसरा ऑर्गेनिज्म फिर से ग्राम नेगेटिव का ही आपने सिलेक्ट किया, दोनों साइड आपने इनोकुलेट किया, फॉर से इट इज सुडोमोनास। उसके बाद आपने ग्राम पॉजिटिव का पहला मेंबर इनोकुलेट किया, अगेन परपेंडिकुलर टू द सेंट्रल स्टिक लाइन ऑफ एंटीबायोटिक प्रोड्यूसर। इसी तरह आपने ग्राम पॉजिटिव के तीनों मेंबर्स यहाँ पे इनोकुलेट कर दिए। I have just tried to say that we have selected 3 members from the gram negative and 3 members from the gram positive, because you need to check whether that antibiotic producer or whether that antibiotic is a broad spectrum or a narrow spectrum. So as per the one criteria, we have selected the test organism, 3 members from the gram positive, 3 members from the gram positive. Okay, so that we can define the spectrum of the given antibiotic on the basis of the range of the antibiotic range of the test organism which are belonging to the both group, gram positive and the gram negative. Okay, so once you are done with the inoculation of the all test organism, something as a perpendicular to the central line that is of a antibiotic producer, you are supposed to go for the again incubation 2. Incubation 2 is again for the supporting the growth of the test organisms. Okay, so test organism growth होने के लिए जो भी आपको optimum temperature रहेगा, right now we are dealing with the human pathogens and that's why temperature can be the 37 degrees Celsius for 24 hours. Okay, 37 degrees Celsius is obviously the optimum temperature for the all types of pathogens you have selected as a test organism. Allow to incubate for the 37 degrees Celsius for 24 hours and then go for the observations. So yes, I have just got one plate from the internet which is showing the streak plate method, but in this case it is actually the central streak method, because you can see the antibiotic producer, something named as a S3, have been inoculated as a central streak line that is diametrically. Okay, so here the antibiotic producer has been inoculated something as a diametrical streak line, and again you can see the test organism have been inoculated perpendicular to the central line of a antibiotic producer. But here you can see that something is changed over there, because you can see that there are near about 10, just a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4. Where is the fifth one? I think fifth one is missing over here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6, 10. Okay, number का अलग है, फिर I think उन्हें उनकी culture के हिसाब से यहाँ पे क्या है, but you can see that they have used almost double number of test organism than whatever we have discussed. Okay, obviously we can increase the test organism if we are actually making the streaking of this organism differently for all types of streaks. दोनों साइड अगर अलग अलग ऑर्गेनिज्म आपने इनोकुलेट किया तो उतने अलग अलग टेस्ट ऑर्गेनिज्म आप एक ही प्लेट के ऊपर चेक कर सकते हो फॉर द एंटीबायोटिक स्पेक्ट्रम. ओके, and on the basis of the fact whether that antibiotic produced by the antibiotic producer, we can get the different patterns of a zone of inhibition. I have just tried to put the all types of patterns, but let's see how does it work. So yes, can you see and can you just interpret what is the observation over here? If you are able to see the picture that I have just tried to made for your convenience, can you see the picture? Can you see the diagram?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so central line, yes, so central single line that is perpendicular to the all stick lines, that is the antibiotic producer. Okay, so can you see something over there as an inhibition? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Yes. Okay.
No, sir.
So as you, yes. So in this particular, obviously we can get the variety of possible results depending on to the fact what type of antibiotic is getting produced and what type of test organism you have employed. Depending on that, you can get the variety of probable results. Depends. Okay. बाकी वहाँ पे एक्सपेरिमेंट जो भी पैरामीटर्स रहेंगे वो भी मैटर करेंगे, टाइम, टेम्परेचर वहाँ पे कितना था उसके हिसाब से वहाँ पे कुछ ना कुछ तो वेरिएशन आ सकता है. Here you can see that first organism we have said it is Escherichia coli. So except Escherichia coli, all other organisms are showing the resistance. In the sense, these are not getting inhibited by the antibiotic that is produced by the centrally inoculated antibiotic producers. Only one organism is getting inhibited, that is the Escherichia coli. कलर मैंने सिर्फ आपको वहां पे कॉन्ट्रास्ट दिखाने के लिए ऐड किया है, अदरवाइज दीज आर सपोज्ड टू हैव देयर ओन कलर्स, नॉर्मली द कलरलेस एक्सेप्ट फॉर द एक्सेप्ट फॉर द स्टेफाइलोकोकस ऑरियस एंड सुडोमोनास, वो खुद का कलर वहां पे दिखाएंगे. ओके, कलर यहाँ पे मैंने सिर्फ कॉन्ट्रास्ट के लिए ऐड किया है. सो यस, दिस इज समवॉट having significance as far as the spectrum is concerned. As we have considered, first three organisms are belonging to the gram-negative pathogens of human beings. So now we can define the spectrum of the antibiotic that is produced by this particular antibiotic producer. Because first three are gram-negative, remaining three are gram-positive. So yes, what type of antibiotic that could be? Yes.
Narrow spectrum.
Yes, narrow spectrum. अगर ये okay, thank you. Okay, correctly said. This can be the narrow spectrum. अगर ये अलग अलग ऑर्गेनिज्म रहते, मतलब ये पहला ग्राम निगेटिव फिर से अगर ये 6 अलग अलग ग्राम निगेटिव ऑर्गेनिज्म रहते, उसका मीनिंग ये है एक ही प्लेट के ऊपर हमने 6 अलग अलग ग्राम निगेटिव पैथोजन को हमने चेक किया, उनको टेस्ट किया अगेंस्ट द एंटीबायोटिक, सिंगल एंटीबायोटिक. ओके, सो उतना रेंज उसका है वहां पे, उतनी ज्यादा वो टेस्ट ऑर्गेनिज्म को इनिबिट कराए. अगर ये 6 अलग अलग ग्राम निगेटिव पैथोजेंस रहते, तो अगर ये सेम टाइप के रहेंगे तो 3 ही रहेंगे ऑब्वियसली, जैसे हमने पहले डिस्कस किया था. अगर 6 अलग अलग रहेंगे तो 6 ग्राम निगेटिव पैथोजेंस के अगेंस्ट वो एंटीबायोटिक इनिबिशन दिखा रहा है. उसमें भी जो भी हमने साल्मोनेला कहलाया था, उसका जोन ऑफ इनिबिशन थोड़ा सा कम है एज कंपेयर टू रिमेनिंग 2, व्हिच मींस दिस इज लेस ससेप्टेबल टू दैट पर्टिकुलर एंटीबायोटिक एज कंपेयर टू रिमेनिंग 2 ग्राम निगेटिव पैथोजेंस, क्योंकि इनका जोन ऑफ इनिबिशन थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे कम दिख रहा है कंपैरेटिवली. ओके, यहाँ पे ग्राम पॉजिटिव कोई भी इनिबिशन नहीं दिखा रहा है, मतलब ऑल ग्राम पॉजिटिव आर रेजिस्टेंस अगेंस्ट दैट पर्टिकुलर एंटीबायोटिक अंडर स्टडी. आई एम जस्ट गेटिंग लिटिल बिट speedy so that we can get at least some of the possible variations. Something over here. फिर से यहाँ पे अगर कंसिडर कर लिया कि पहले 3 ग्राम निगेटिव थे, रिमेनिंग 3 ग्राम पॉजिटिव थे, यहाँ पे सभी के सभी ऑर्गेनिज्म इनिबिट हो रहे हैं जो भी हमने टेस्ट ऑर्गेनिज्म के तौर पे यहाँ पे यूज किए. So this particular antibiotic can be called as a narrow, that can be called as a broad spectrum, because all test organisms that have been inoculated in this particular plate are getting inhibited, which means this particular antibiotic is effective against these all test organisms we have tested for. Okay, मतलब ये broad spectrum antibiotic रह सकता है. अगर ये अलग अलग ऑर्गेनिज्म रहेंगे, जैसे कि हमने एक आपने बोला कि ये 3 अलग ग्राम नेगेटिव, ये 3 और अलग ग्राम नेगेटिव, ये 3 ग्राम पॉजिटिव ऑर्गेनिज्म, ये रिमेनिंग 3 ग्राम पॉजिटिव रहेंगे, तो उतने ज्यादा ऑर्गेनिज्म एक ही प्लेट के ऊपर टेस्ट कर रहे हैं फॉर द एंटीबायोटिक स्पेक्ट्रम. सो उसके हिसाब से यहाँ पे आपको डिफाइन करना पड़ेगा व्हाट इज द एक्चुअल स्पेक्ट्रम ऑफ द एंटीबायोटिक अंडर स्टडी. ओके, that was basically regarding the one of the technique by which we can determine the spectrum of the antibiotic under study. As far as the strict plate technique is concerned, for determination of an antibiotic spectrum, one common disadvantage that we may face, that we are supposed to employ the same type of plate for growth of antibiotic producer and for growth of the test organism. Sometimes it can be become something as advantageous also, क्योंकि एक ही प्लेट के ऊपर आप दोनों ऑर्गेनिज्म को इनोकुलेट कर रहे हो. दोनों ऑर्गेनिज्म इन द सेंस एक एंटीबायोटिक प्रोड्यूसर और दूसरा ग्रुप रहेगा टेस्ट ऑर्गेनिजम्स. बट इट इज ऑलवेज नॉट नेसेसरी that the medium to be used for the growth of the test organism would be having the same composition that is favoring the growth of the antibiotic producer. उस टाइम पे ये मेथड आपको उतना कारगर साबित नहीं हो सकता, उतना इफेक्टिव वहां पे साबित नहीं हो सकता, क्योंकि एक ही मीडियम दोनों अलग अलग टाइप के ऑर्गेनिज्म को ग्रोथ सपोर्ट करेगा. ये कंपल्सरी नहीं है, नेसेसरी नहीं है. Obviously, actinomyces are having their own nutritional requirements, which are the predominant group for the antibiotic production. तो उनको भी मीडियम आपको अलग प्रोवाइड करना रहेगा, जहां पे फेवरेबल रहेगा कंडीशन फॉर द एक्टिनोमाइसिस और स्ट्रेप्टोमाइसिस. और आपके टेस्ट ऑर्गेनिज्म जो रहेंगे ह्यूमन रिलेवेंस वाले, ह्यूमन पैथोजेंस रहेंगे, उनका ग्रोथ मीडियम अलग रहेगा. तो वहां पे ये मेथड थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लमेटिक हो सकता है. उसके लिए अलग मेथड है, वो हम नेक्स्ट वीक में स्टडी कर लेंगे. दैट इज द अगार स्ट्रिप मेथड. ओके, सो हियर वी कैन से agar strict plate method is something having one disadvantage, because we are supposed to use the same type of medium for the cultivation of both types of organisms. One the antibiotic producer, another group is the test organisms. Okay, obviously this can be something as an advantages also. Apart from disadvantage purpose, it can be also advantages also, क्योंकि यहाँ पे एक ही प्लेट के ऊपर हम सभी ऑर्गेनिज्म वहां पे इनोकुलेट कर रहे हैं. So that was about the strict plate method. Don't get confused with the inoculation method that we have already studied in our FY. Strict plate method यहाँ पे ये है, strict plate technique यहाँ पे ये है regarding the determination of antibiotic spectrum. स्टिक प्लेट मेथड आपका अलग भी है, जहां पे आप ऑर्गेनिज्म को गिवन प्लेट के ऊपर इनोकुलेट करते हो सिंपली फॉर द आइसोलेशन पर्पस। ओके, सो कहीं पे अगर यहाँ पे ऐसा कुछ कंफ्यूजन आ रहा है तो प्लीज बी क्लियर विद दैट। हियर द स्टिक प्लेट मेथड इज रिगार्डिंग द inoculation of the antibiotic producer and the inoculation of the test organism for the determination of the antibiotic spectrum. So that is the change. क्योंकि अगर कीवर्ड के साथ अगर आप सर्च करते हो तो वहां पे बहुत से ऐसे रिजल्ट आपको मिलेंगे वेबसाइट के ऊपर, वहां पे नॉर्मल आइसोलेशन मेथड दिखाए रहेंगे जिसके जरिए आप स्टिकिंग करके ऑर्गेनिज्म को इनोकुलेट करते हो फॉर द आइसोलेशन पर्पस। ओके, सो डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज विद दैट and be clear with this particular contrast as far as the application of this particular technique is concerned for determination of the antibiotic spectrum. Okay, so that's it from my end as far as the first practical for a day is concerned. If you have doubt query, you can simply ask by unmuting yourself and putting down the messages in the chat box also. If you have something extra to be added over here, that can be also added. You are most welcome. Yes, do you have any doubt query? Yes or no?
No sir.
ओके, बहुत से वहाँ पे रिजल्ट भी थे लेकिन मैंने कुछ स्किप किए क्योंकि थोड़ा सा लेट हुआ है। वी आर जस्ट रनिंग बिहाइंड द टाइम। जस्ट मिनट, मैं प्रेजेंटेशन आपके साथ शेयर करूंगा तो आपको पॉसिबल रिजल्ट भी मिल जाएंगे। कैसे कैसे अलग रिजल्ट, यू कैन इमेजिन फ्रॉम योर रिजल्ट।
You can show them the results.
अलग रिजल्ट कुछ नहीं है, किसी किसी में अलग पैटर्न इसके लिए जोन ऑफ इनहिबिशन दिखाया है कि ताकि उसके हिसाब से वो एटलीस्ट इंटरप्रिटेशन दिखा पाएंगे, लेकिन उसके लिए पहले वो डिफाइन करना पड़ेगा कि कौन से टेस्ट ऑर्गेनिज्म उनके साथ हमने शेयर किए हैं एज अ टेस्ट ऑर्गेनिजम्स। So I think it will be better if I label these all organisms and share with them as a task for the interpretation. Yes, sir. I think that will be good. So I'm just concluding over this time. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. If you had anything else to be shared, please share that.
Yeah, one thing that I would want to add is that though the technique looks very simple, you have to be extremely careful when you perform it. Okay, for a basic reason that in terms of distance between the strains, how closely you're streaking it from your test, your antibiotic producer strain, all this has to be, carefully optimized and done. Okay, am I audible to you all?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Because it shows I have lost my network connection. I don't know.
No.
Okay. So that is something that you have to be very careful about when you perform the technique. Okay, keep that in mind, please. Okay. Just give me a minute. All hanged up. I don't know what the issue is.